Hello, welcome to the Second Nature Show. I'm Alyx Coble-Frakes.
I'm Donna Masterson.
I'm Dom Campbell, and we are so excited to be launching this show to bring you the best of what's going to help you in your health, wellness, and life. The three of us are recent graduates of the Health Coach Institute, holding our health coach and life coach certifications. And what the three of us have noticed is that the health and wellness industry has it all backwards. They're focused on treatment and planning for treatment and care after getting sick. And there's really very little focus on understanding and helping people prevent the destructive habits and behaviors that keep taking them off course. And so coming from the various backgrounds and experience that we have and different stages in life that we are all in, we really saw an opportunity for the three of us to come together for a show like this to help people understand how to become more aware and mindful of what's really important in life so that they can live their life in the fullest without having any regret later. And so the platform of our show, we're really excited about this. The platform of our show, it's going to be weekly, every Friday morning on Facebook at 9 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be on Facebook as well as YouTube, The Second Nature Show. We have a page on each one of those platforms. And we're also going to have an audio podcast channel that's going to be coming soon, and we'll be announcing that soon, shortly. And not only will we be sharing our own experience and expertise, but we're going to be bringing on other health and wellness professionals to share their specific expertise and their special niches to speak to the various audiences that we are going to be talking to. So we're really excited to be doing this. But I think what I'm most excited about is once a month, we're going to have an episode where a lucky winner is going to have the opportunity to get coached by Alyx, Donna, and myself in the Second Nature Show's empowerment seat. Yes. And so, yeah, it's going to be awesome. And so since this is our first show, we'll talk more about the empowerment seat on an upcoming show. But since this is our first show, I thought that we would just take the time to introduce ourselves to our audience, to kind of fill them in on how, where we're coming from and how we got involved in coaching. So Alyx, would you like to share?
Yes, I would love to get this party started. I am so excited. I'm really excited about is we all have our heart for coaching, and we come from different backgrounds and different perspectives. So we're definitely going to share a little bit of that, our origin story and how we came to coaching with you guys today. So again, I'm Alyx Coble-Frakes. This journey for me to become a health coach started off, and I had no idea that it would take me to becoming a health coach. It was never in the cards. It wasn't something that I had planned to become for years and years and years. And it truly started with me having a health issue. And I think that's a pretty common theme that I've heard for a lot of health coaches. A lot of times we say first for you and then for others, right? Once you get your own health really organized and a lot more clear, it becomes easier to see what you want to do with your life. So in 2015, I had just returned home. I lived abroad after my undergraduate degree. I lived in Peru for 2 years, and I came home and I was very, very sick. I was dealing with reverse culture shock. I was the heaviest that I'd ever been in my life. I was dealing with anxiety, depression, emotional eating, trying to figure out where I fit back into this world that I had left. And I had changed so much in these 2 years, and I didn't really know what my life looked like anymore, which was pretty scary. And I felt like I got caught up in what I kind of now consider to be a cosmic storm. So I was dealing with this really bad health crisis. And then my family, we found out that my grandma, she was diagnosed with cancer. And looking at the health, what we call the healthcare system, which I really think doesn't do much for providing health, like Dom mentioned. But really, it was more about kind of keeping her comfortable. When we went to the oncologist unit, there was a bunch of sugar in the waiting room, like free donuts and free coffee with creamer, all of these things that I now know actually feed cancer cells, like a bunch of sugar. So all of these things were in the oncology unit. And so it really got me second guessing what the system was set up to do and how it was treating patients, because we'd have this really in-depth book with my grandma. And given that my own health was pretty serious at that point, I started to realize that I was staring down the barrel of a bunch of preventable diseases if I didn't do something different, right? Being very heavy, very depressed, all of these things kind of were a big wake-up call for me. And I realized I didn't want to keep living in that way, and I knew I had to make a change. And so I ended up going through a program, and I lost a bunch of weight, and I felt really fantastic. And I thought all my problems would be solved, Dom and Don, I got to tell you. I thought my problems would end there, because the diet industry tells us, like, if you're just thin, that's it. Like, no more problems, right? Like, they paint this picture that that's all that needs to happen. But I figured out all of the problems, all of the baggage that I had before still existed, even though I had lost the weight. I felt better physically and energetically, but the mental tapes and the limiting beliefs that I had still existed. They didn't get wiped away when I lost the weight. And I think that is what a lot of people, a lot of women face when they lose weight. They figure out all of these stresses still exist, and they find the food was a way to mask those. So without the coping skills of the food anymore, and without implementing a new skill set, it's really hard to know where to go next to help yourself be healed. So it took me towards this whole other path of healing and really figuring out what were those limiting beliefs and blocks that I had. And at the same time, I had kind of been working, doing various jobs, but also working as a contractor for the weight loss company that I went through, and helping run their online group programs to help other people lose the weight that they were trying to lose. And so all of these things kind of culminated, and I realized I was doing a lot of coaching. I was helping people, answering a lot of questions. And someone brought up to me this idea of being a health coach that I had never heard of before. So I started to do some investigation and figured out that health coaching seemed kind of awesome. It brought in all of these passions. It brought in my newfound passion for health and wellness. It worked on behavior change. And it also provided me an opportunity to work towards starting my own business. I have a business degree, but I never really knew how I'd use that. And so all of those pieces kind of came together. And in January of this year, I decided to jump in, and I found the Health Coach Institute. And honestly, it's been a complete life change ever since. It's been this really interesting adventure, and it's really just starting. So being able to help other people with their health and wellness in a really holistic way that is not just focused on losing weight, but focused on helping people create new relationships with food and stop being so stressed out all the time has been an extreme blessing in my own life. And I'm so excited that I get to do that work with my clients, and also to come and share a little bit of my story on this podcast. I know this show is going to be really fantastic. So I'm so excited that you guys are all tuning in for our first episode. So thank you so much. All right, Donna, take it away.
Okay. Hi, my name is Donna Masterson. My story is very unique in that my background isn't in health. Actually, I was an entertainer, a clown, a professional clown for many, many years. And my job was to go into homes and to entertain children, and actually even nursing homes, those types of things. And I moved over to England in 2015 to 2017 with my husband, and I stopped clowning for those 2 years and kind of tried to figure out what it is I really want to do when I get back. I realized I wanted something different. I wanted to go deeper into making people healthy and happy. It's great to make people happy from the outside, but how about on the inside? When I moved back, I saw an ad for Health Coach Institute, and I thought, health coach, what is that? So I did a little bit of research and found the company to be an amazing company, and I made a phone call, joined the December 2017 group. I'm now a certified health and life coach, and what I was doing back before I decided to join HCI was trying to figure out what I wanted to do at this point in my life. Now, I'm an older woman, right? And my daughter's out, and she's graduated college, and she's off on her own, and trying to figure out, what do I want to do? I felt stuck. And I figured, well, how am I going to get unstuck? What am I going to do to bring myself to the next level? And this health and life coach training from HCI has shown me that, something, there are ways that you can get unstuck. And those habits that we do on a daily basis that take us away from our true destiny are really what we're looking to. What is deep down inside of us? We get it and bring it out? Why can't we make those steps towards the direction of our desires? And so what I want to do as a coach, what I do as a coach is I help people unleash and unlock the reasons why we are so stuck in our life and we can't make that next step forward. But we can have those desires. We can reach those goals. And we're going to help you do that during this show. So I am so happy to be here with all of you. And I am just beyond excited to be doing this work. So thank you very much. And Don, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Alyx. Thank you, Donna. My name is Dom Campbell. A little bit about me. I'm a divorced dad raising 2 elementary school kids. I have a dog, and I'm a worship leader. And some of the things I like to do, I like to stay fit and exercise, but I wasn't always like that. As a kid, I like to eat too, by the way. And so as a result of that, as a kid, I grew up the heavyweight kid. And I was that way until my young adulthood, and I had an accident. And in that accident, I had to do some PT, and then I started going to the gym. And that's when I really discovered my own health and wellness, probably for the very first time. And so I lost about 80 pounds, kept it off for over 20 years, got married, had kids, bought a home, got the dog, got a divorce. And when the divorce happened, everything just seemingly became unhinged, it felt like. It became living for the day, just getting through the day. And I went right back to my old habits and behaviors of when I was a kid. I became really good friends with Ben and Jerry. They visited every night. And it was all about just living in convenience, a lot of fast food, pizza. I stopped going to the gym because I couldn't afford to do that anymore. And by the end of the divorce period, which was about 1.5 years, I gained half that weight back that I had lost and kept off for so long. And so I moved into my new home, and I'm like praying to God, like, I didn't sign up for this. Like, help me out of this. Like, how do I turn the corner? Because I was having anxiety attacks. I was put on medication for that. And I just didn't know how to get myself I just couldn't get out of my own way. I couldn't get myself out of the hole that I felt like I fell into. And so later that night, I woke up at 2:00 in the morning, and what I discovered at 2:00 in the morning was that I had my priorities all upside down. Everybody else was getting my attention, and I was putting myself last. And it was a major life event that took me out of my good habits and behaviors and brought me back to the old destructive ones. And so I realized I had to change my priorities. And in doing that, I started doing that the very next morning, found myself a coach online and found myself a program, and I started doing it. And between having a good program and having a coach coach me through that program, I started having results. And in 60 days, lost all of the weight that I had gained, the 40+ pounds. But more importantly, I changed. I went from a guy who felt broken and struggling to kind of find my new life after divorce to someone who I felt like a new man. Like I had a new life. I had a new vigor. I had an energy. I had my self-confidence back. I felt like I had purpose again. And not that I felt like I didn't have purpose before because I was a dad, but I just didn't feel like I was living up to my fullest potential as a dad. I knew I had so much more in me, and I felt like I had found it. And so I went from that. I felt so inspired by that I started coaching people online. And after a number of years of doing that and having a level of success, I wanted to become certified and looked at becoming a certified fitness coach and a certified nutritionist. And I spoke to those people and discovered that they were having the same problems that I was having helping people online, is that most people will start a new program or they'll try and do something on their own and it doesn't stick. They keep going back to the old habits and behaviors over and over and over again. And so I'm like, I want to get certified in that. like changing habits and behaviors. And I discovered health coaching. And there were only a handful of health coaching schools that actually spoke about the root causes of that. And that's when I signed up for HCI, because that's what they do. And I got certified as a certified health coach and life coach. And I've been doing that since, have my own practice. And now I'm doing this show with you guys, Donna and Alyx. And I'm really excited to be able to not just share what I've learned through my own personal experience and through the coach training that I've had, but I'm excited to just have this collaborative, co-created experience with you guys and the people that we're going to bring on and the people that we're going to have on this show that we're going to transform in our empowerment seat. Like, I'm so excited for this. There is nothing, I'm sure Donna and Alyx, you can speak to this. There is nothing. It's one thing when you can help a person lose weight, like lose 20 pounds, right? That's awesome. But when you change a person from the inside out,
That's right.
It's more than just losing weight. You're changing them from the inside out, and they're showing up in relationships differently and on their jobs differently, and they're able to hold on to the change. It's not like they do a 60-day program and boom, they go back to their old ways, but they're holding on to the changes that we're coaching them through. There is something there that is just, I get chills just talking about it. So that's why I'm here, and I feel privileged to be able to share this platform with Donna and Alyx in this way. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yay. Awesome. Well, this has just been the tip of the iceberg, you guys. There is so much more coming. We are really excited that we are going to be here on a weekly basis with you. So make sure to hit us with your questions, reach out to us. We all have Facebooks. We're all over the internet. So hit us with your questions. We want this to be, like Dom said, a co-creation. So really based on what you guys need in your lives, what you need to hear. So thank you so much for joining us this week on the Second Nature Show. It has been a pleasure to introduce you to a little bit of our story, and you'll get to know us much better. The crazy will come out. You'll get to know all kinds of stuff.
I have more exciting things coming up. Stay tuned.
Exactly. So you'll get to learn lots more about us. So it's going to be quite a ride. So Dom, where can our listeners find and follow you?
Online, my website, CoachDomCampbell.com. Also on my Facebook page, the same.
Fantastic. And Donna, what about you? Where can our listeners find and follow you?
Well, right now, Donna Masterson at Facebook. Second Nature Show.
Fantastic. And you can find and follow me on Instagram at Alyx the Health Coach, and my name is spelled Alyx. You can also find my website is fullyalignedcoaching.com, and you can find me on Facebook at Fully Aligned Coaching. And you can follow us at the Second Nature Show on Facebook. And like Dom said, we're putting together some stuff for Instagram as well. And then if you had any questions, you can either, message us on the Second Nature Show on Facebook, or you can send us an email at thesecondnatureshow@gmail.com. Again, we would love to answer any questions that come up for all of you. And be sure to tune in next week on Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And remember, if you change your habits, you can change your life.